Atiku breaks silence on major talks with Kwakwanso others ahead of 2027. I know that some months back, a rumor came out that PDP is trying to align with Labour Party and NNPP and probably the APM and other parties to see how they can, restore power with APC come 2027. But the fact here is that both Labour Party and NNPP denied that, news, that information, saying that they are not in plans and they are not in talks. But since then, Atiku has actually not said anything. Now he has said something. Let's dive into the details to see exactly what he's saying about that 2027 plan. The PDP has revealed in its process of rebuilding the party after regarding a major loss in the 2023 presidential election. The opposition party disclosed this while noting it has not formed a merger or coalition with other parties as speculated in some quarter. PDP's National Publicity Secretary Honorable Debo Ologunagba certified or clarified the party's stance on Thursday as he highlighted the party's major focus ahead of the 2027 election. Okay, the leadership of the People Democratic Party has distanced itself from coalition or major talks with other opposition parties. I tell you. So they're saying they are not aware of it, they are not part of it. I know that issue came up, and Kwakwanso and NNPP said they are not going to form merger with PDP, that Kwakwanso is still the power or the force to beat. Okay. Meanwhile, Labour Party also came out to say they are not in talks and they cannot merge. They are not part of that agreement as well. So now, where is all of this coming from? Now, Ologunagba has spoken on behalf of PDP, saying they are not in talk or they are not in any plan to merge with the opposition party ahead of 2027. This is a serious one, I must tell you. So recall that the PDP and the New Nigerian People's Party reportedly formed a coalition ahead of the next general election slated for 2027, after their flag bearers Atiku Abubakar and Rabi Kwakwanso lost out in the 2023 presidential election. Actually, that was information that came up earlier this year. Tinubu APC faced stuff. No, the 7 political parties. So reacting to the development, the National Police Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Ologunagba, in a telephone interview with Vanguard on Thursday, December 7, denied the party's merger and coalition talks. When asked if the party was involved in talks of forming a coalition or merger with other opposition political parties, Ologunagba said, what did he say? Okay, that the PDP is the most organized and democratic party to exist in Nigeria to this day. Most other parties originated from the PDP, so we did not and have not entered into any negotiation, nor have we had any talks for a coalition or merger, so-called, with any political parties. Okay. In any case, if there is to be any such discussion, it is beyond the powers of the National Working Committee to do so without the express consent of the National Executive Committee, which is of our great party. Wow. So this comes after Atiku Abubakar, the candidate of the PDP in 2023 presidential election, had last month called on the opposition parties to form an alliance and wrestle power from the ruling APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Atiku made the call when he played host to the National Executive Committee of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, of Nigeria, IPAC, at his residence on November 14, while warning against the possibility of the APC turning Nigeria into a one-party state. So reacting to the call, the NNPP and the Labour Party said that the call should be given quality consideration. So what is happening here is that, the rumor has always been there, but what Atiku is saying here through Ologun Agba is that they are not in any talk yet with any opposition party to form an alliance against the 2027 general election. And already in November, was it November or October, there was a rumor, not a rumor, news that Atiku is already calling on Labour Party and NNPP, okay, to form a merger or an alliance so as to prevent APC and Tinubu from, making Nigeria a one-party state. And it was everywhere that time. So why is Ologun Agba coming out now to say they are not in talks? Or is it that the talks has broken down and he has to save his face? Because everybody seeing Atiku now has been very desperate, having lost all the court cases against Tinubu and against APC with respect to his loss on the 2023 presidential election. He's charting a new strategy and is still very determined to become Nigerian president. The question is, are we sure, what's his name? Atiku is not too desperate? Are you sure his desperation will not cost Nigeria something? What is it that he wants to do that he cannot do now? He needs to be a president to do to make Nigeria a better place. Why is he so desperate? The same problem is the reason PDP is having issue with Wike up to now. When after Buhari's 8 years, the presidency was to come to the south, but Atiku had to place internal politics during the PDP primaries, and then that plan was destroyed. It was only Labour Party and APC that allowed the presidency to come to the south. The question is, if he had allowed Peter Obi to be there as president and get someone else to be his vice, I tell you, PDP would have won that election flat. Because it was when Peter Obi left them, PDP's vote scattered and got divided. Now they are struggling to meet up. And because of that sabotage that Atiku did with Tambuwa during the PDP primaries, Wike got angry and decided to be the devil's advocate in PDP, and is doing it very well, putting PDP in a position that it cannot win election even in the near future. Okay. So the way it is now, let's see what happens by 2027. It's still very far away, 3 years to go. Let's see exactly what this PDP will do with other parties to help and make sure that APC does not turn Nigeria into a one-party state or a one-party system, because that would be very, very bad. But from our own point of view, Atiku is too desperate. And when somebody is desperate like that, you need to watch out whether he really has something to offer or he wants to recover the money he has spent all these years campaigning and losing. That is what I see there. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.